Dominatus. Dominatus is the newest campaign system of Warhammer 40k, and it was included in every single starter set for 11th edition, so it's very likely that you have one, or at the very least your friends have one. How does it work? A lot of people have it, but they never dig into it, and so I wanted to make a video and explain how it is played step by step. So at the end of the video you will know how to play it, and also at the end of the video I'm gonna give you my honest review about this product. So let's begin. Welcome, Commander. Today we are charting a map across the ruins of Armageddon. The first thing is you will need to know how to play the main game, but that should be easy enough because that's in the newest edition, and you will see a pattern. You will see a pattern in this game. Games Workshop say that they were trying to make narrative and competitive games more kind of the same. I think it's a good thing. If you played Crusade in the latest edition, you will know the scenes of that campaign system, that it will require you to know stuff on top, and then on top again if you know all the other supplements. I will talk about it in another video maybe. We'll see how it goes, but today we focus on this one. But what is a campaign? If you're a new player, campaigns a framework of rules and a narrative to connect multiple games of Warhammer 40k together, and really to have a story and repercussions and consequences in your missions that will end in a finale of some sort usually. So that's what it is. I need to explain that to play this game you will have to nominate a War Master. If you have already some experience in campaigns, you will know that a War Master, which is basically another term for DM, Dungeon Master, if you are more familiar with role-playing games, you will know what I'm talking about. It's responsible, a person to handle all the rules and keeping track of the games, and having and set up the schedule and solve conflict or any problem. The campaign guy. That's usually my role. That's always my role. Forever DM. You will have to nominate a War Master to play this game. I'll show you step by step. First thing, how many players? This is a campaign system that is kind of built like a tournament. The booklet will ask you to will suggest you to play 5 games in a weekend, divided in 3 phases, 2, 2, and 1. Which is, if you are competitive players, congratulations, you probably do that all the time. Tournaments are built like that, usually 2 days for 5 games. I'm aware narrative players aren't like that. They usually play once a month, once every 2 weeks, if you can push them and drag them a little bit. But the booklet will ask you to nominate a War Master, and the War Master will take care of the schedule. Also, it will take care of how to what to do in the case of a draw, and it is really based on the idea that the War Master will know how to solve based on how the group plays, how often, and how to resolve. This is the first time, as far as I remember, that it's a deck of cards. This time it's just a booklet like this, but every single narrative point is written inside the cards themselves. So yes, there won't be any richer story if you're looking for something like that, and really it's based on the on Armageddon. Even if you can, and it's even written inside the booklet, that you can adapt it to your campaigns. If you, like my group, have their own like planet system, and you are keeping track of campaigns from years in that system and see how it's evolving, you can easily adapt it to your campaign instead of playing Armageddon. Also, you will have to divide yourself into different groups. At the very least, 2 alliances, which will be Liberator and Oppressor, which is usually the Imperium and the Orcs. You will probably not have that many Orcs players inside your group, but you can figure it out. That's the War Master deal. And there is an optional, and I think highly suggested, 3rd faction, which are the Raiders, which is usually Chaos. That's me. I play Chaos. We'll create a schedule. It's 5 games in 3 phases. It's 2 games, 2 games, and 1 game. 2 in the first phase, 2 in the second phase, and 1 epic final. That's the gist of it. Now let's see the cards. So, what are the cards inside? There are the this is the briefings. There is a front and there is a back. I'll show you later how it works, but you can figure it out already probably if you are at least a little bit confident with the newest edition. We have the locations. This is gonna decide where we fight. There are a few rules for each war zone, and there is a little bonus if your faction win that territory. I'll show you later how that works. In many cards you'll see there is a Roman number. You know Roman numbers, right? You play Warhammer, of course you do. And that is the phase of the game. So in the first phase you have this briefing. This is for the oppressors. And in the second round you have this one, and so on. It's not only on the briefing, it's on the territory too. You'll see maybe, yes, this is another location, and also in the other cards I'll show you as well. We then have the agenda. If you are familiar with Crusade, that word may evoke some memories. They are basically your mission. They are basically your primaries in the newest campaign. The new campaign works on top of the normal rules, and there is also the option to have secondary objectives like a normal game. You can call it normal, and basically agendas replace your primary missions. Just let's look at all the cards. There is a agenda achieved cards, and those are basically all the same, and just with a faction on printed of it. And this is just to track your progress during the campaigns. Then there are battle skills and honor, battle honor, and in the end there is the relics. Those are the rewards for playing the games and winning and losing too. So, but step by step. So we start from the beginning. We have these cards. Those are the briefing cards. There is usually a little story up there. Well, usually all of them have it. And this is phase 1, as you can see there. For the oppressor. Oppressor in this campaign are supposed to be the orcs, or at least in Armageddon, and liberators are supposed to be the Imperium, and most of the other faction are in the raiders. But really, you can adapt to everything you want. And as you can see, there are the objectives. Well, it's all the same. It's gain a narrative points, and that's how you gain them. I'll explain later. It will be becoming clear later. And basically, based on how many you scored during the phase, there is a story of what happened. So you told your story to your players. Then it's time to decide where we are going to play. each phase in the game, you can see phase 1, you can also see there, has 3 territories. You usually roll a d6 and a d3 actually, and each territory has rules. As you can see, one, I'll show you the first 3 because why not. There is okay, you can have an idea of the rules you're going to play inside this sector, and in the end whoever controls it will have this kind of extra bonus that they last until the end of the campaign. You can see they are all basically the same pattern. You can just pick 2 cards, both relic, honor and skills, and choose one of the 2, which is it's a good bonus, but I'll show you what those are actually. So the War Master told us the narrative and all the story, and we picked a location. Now it's time to have your battle. This campaign is set to be played mostly like a tournament. We have this is the briefing card, and we return to it, and we'll see your force dispositions of and we pick your agenda. If you're familiar with 11th edition, you may understand this already, otherwise I'll show you. So basically, based on your force disposition, which is it's based on the detachment you are playing, you can pick one disposition from one of the detachment you are playing. And this is an example. Let's say the liberators want to they are on a crusade, and they pick a detachment that is purgeful, this is called. So basically kill everything inside. That's basically the idea. And let's say the oppressor have taken hold, which is this little icon right there. So we checked from the Imperial side, we pick per default the enemy has taken hold, so we are playing planetfall. Okay, and we do the same for the oppressor. We have taken hold, our adversary is playing per default, so we play Dig-in. So, but which mission are we going to play? Well, this deck is meant to be played on top of the chapter approved, and really you replace just the primary mission with what you have here, but everything else is the same. You have your secondaries, which are optional but highly suggested, and also the field, the layout is determined from the chapter approved cards, so that's where you are going to look for all the other details for your game. So let's say that since I don't like the Imperium, that our orc player won, and what I do is to randomly pick one of the battle honors. You can see there that the battle honors have a phase, so not all the battle honors will be available at the beginning, but basically you pick all the first phase 1 in this case, and you pick one randomly, and the loser will take a battle skill. Those do not have any phase, so you can pick you will just grab the entire deck and pick one randomly. If you want the agenda achieved, which is those results, you can pick a second card, whatever you win or lose, and pick one of the 2. Okay, so we have to play another game, and we do basically the same process. We determine the force disposition and everything, and the primary mission, and we play probably with another player, and we do the same. Okay, we pick a battle honor, and the loser pick a battle skill, and that ends our first phase. There are 2 battles in the first phase, 2 battles in the second phase and just 1 in the third phase, because it's supposed to be the apocalyptic version, the most important part. Has ended, we played 2 games. Let's see who took control of the territory. Let's say that this one was the territory. It's a phase 1-1. So we check how many battle honor each player, each alliance have. The one with the most battle honor, I'll remind you that the battle honor are the one that you pick if you win the game. Okay. The alliance with the most battle honor have the won the territory, conquest the territory. There is this little bonus that will going on from now on for the entire alliance, and we pick the phase 2 cards for the new location. We roll another and we continue. So we determine how to take control of the territory, is the alliance with the most battle honor, but this isn't the only way to win in the campaign. Actually, I think that most importantly is the other system, and it's to determine the ascendancy. The alliance with the most agenda achieved, I have them here, the alliance with the most agenda achieved cards, if you remember, you do gain those with this, the back of your primary agendas. The alliance with the most agenda achieved is the one in ascendancy. At the end of the phase, you based on how many you have them, you pick your relics. I'll show you the relics. And let's say that the Liberators lost because I don't like them. And you pick randomly. Let's say you have 3 agenda achieved. You pick 3. Each player does this. You pick one of those that you like. Let's say you pick this one. The other 2 are returned to the deck and passed to the other player in your alliance, and so each player will gain a relic if they are in ascendancy, of course. And that's how we return to the briefing cards. You gain 1 narrative point if you are in control of the location, and 1 if you are in ascendancy. And that's how you read, let's say, the Oppressor 1, both the territory and the ascendancy. And so you will read, the War Master will read this paragraph and tell you how the campaign is going, basically. So how do you win campaigns? Well, that's how. In the very last phase of the campaign, there is only 1 battle honor, this one, and the alliance with the most of them takes control of the location. Of course, we do the same for the ascendancy, but it's important to notice that in the last phase you gain 2 narrative points for the location. So this is in the final step. It's more important to win the battle more than to achieve the agendas. That's maybe why would you ever refuse the agenda in the very last phase, just so it's more important to win the battle. But still, I think it's still important to have to try to have your agenda achieved. Anyway, if you win all 3, as you can see, your alliance has the ultimate triumph. So let's have a little recap. Here's my warlord, he's a raider, and so we determine the briefing. We have our little story right here. We determine randomly a location where we are going to play. with the rules that will impact every single game in the entire tournament/campaign. With this briefing card, we also determine our agenda. With the agenda is basically our mission, our primary mission, and if we can win enough, we can also have the agenda achieved. If we won the game, without considering this, if we won the game fair and square, we pick a battle skill, a battle honor. If we lost, we pick a battle skill. If we also did the agenda, we can pick two, either the battle honor or the battle skills, and pick one. And in the end of the two phases, if we have more battle honors, team have more battle honors than our adversary, we won the territories, so the bonus here will be permanent for our alliance. And if we have more agenda achieved, we pick a relic randomly, and if we won either or, we gain narrative points, which will determine the fate of Armageddon. So Dominatus, what are my opinions on Dominatus? I do like that they tried something new. I do like the idea that there is a deck of cards that they put inside every single starter set. And you can argue that in the previous edition there was Crusade, that was in every single book, but they do feel different. But is it good? I think is a little bit safe, on the safer side. For example, yes, I do love that the locations cards have rules. Those are fun. Those are they give you an idea where you are playing. That's good. The rest, it's kind of safe. I can show you a couple of cards. Like, yes, there is Scout. There is Inspiring Presence, with nobody ever cared. There is like a few Feel No Pain. They are fair, on the safe side. But the only thing I do not enjoy as much is that once you won territory, usually the reward is just pick an extra battle skill when you win one, or that's it. At least for the initial locations, and it's the same for the more advanced one. So it's all about battle honor and battle skills. So it's there isn't much of a connection of I want that territory. That territory is maybe a munition factory, so I will have more something on the field. Nothing like that. It's just pick an extra card or stuff like that. If you achieve 3 missions, you can do stuff. I don't care for those, but I understand they wanted to keep it simple. Battle honor, battle skill already give you something, and the mission, the location already have some twist to it, so it's fine. I think it's fine. So yeah, should you try it? Well, I don't know, with the schedule suggested by the main book, like 5 games in a weekend. And, I know tournament players do it all the time. Yes, you are efficient. Congratulations, you are you are prepared. You go to the field. You already know what's happening. And narrative players usually are on the more casual side. They usually have, in my experience at least, they usually are casual or young, or they just started the Hobbit and they want the total war, they want the Dawn of War approach. you know. They want and they love the idea of a campaign of your hero getting new armor and getting new guns, and that was something Crusade tried to do. This system, Dominatus, will not do the same. But for events, I think it's fine. I think it's completely fine to introduce people to usually, because competitive people usually have their dedicated day to Warhammer, while a lot of casual players, you need to drag them. It's an excuse for the laziest players to come and play with you. Usually that's how you attract the best kind of player. They are usually the one that you kind of need to drag into the game, but once you play, it's completely, they are fantastic persons, and that's my favorite kind of players. So I do not play competitive. I do not like it. They tried to invite me several times. I do not enjoy the tournament scene. So this is my kind of stuff. So I will use it. Maybe I'm doing 500 wars right now, which is a fantastic campaign. I will. If you like this video, I sorry I have an accent. Sorry, it is my first time on a camera. So if you do like this kind of video, I will do another on 500 wars, because that's a brilliant campaign. I wrote my campaign usually because this idea of campaigns, it was always something in the past. It was always something you do since the very earlier edition of 40k. One may argue that first edition was just campaigns, and but usually it was very homemade kind of stuff. And so I used to write my own campaigns, and when I saw 500 words, I was just sold. It's almost like the stuff I used to write, and I still do write. So yeah, that's my that's another video. That's sorry, kind of a divergent topic. So yeah, that's my review of the game. I hope the instructions were clear enough, and see you in the next video.